Hey, so I figured I'd jump in and join into the discussion we're going to hear. So we've been following the Gonzalo Lira story here for a little while. I actually got put on to Gonzalo pretty much at the very beginning of the war. I heard somebody telling the story about him, and it's kind of funny, and so I started watching him. And one thing I'll say is, from watching Gonzalo, I actually learned a lot of information that I was unaware of. Initially, I was very, very, pretty much like many, very intrigued. I found him very informative. I found him to be pretty knowledgeable about the situation as well. It did get to a point where I started to think a little bit more so that he was a little bit more biased than open as he claimed to be. Absolutely, I do believe there is a lot of corruption. I believe there is a lot of different things that have gone on that we're not fully exposed to. But Gonzalo also shared some very, very anti-Western sentiments very openly on his channel. As most of you are aware, Gonzalo has been missing since last Thursday. We're now going on day 6 with no sighting of him. Scott Ritter has come onto his Telegram and confirmed, well, not confirmed, has said that Gonzalo has been captured, tortured, and murdered by Azov battalion members. Whether or not that's true, we still don't know. What we do know is Gonzalo Lira is nowhere to be found at this moment. Ultimately, for me, the way I look at this is Gonzalo was playing with fire. We can all have opinions. We can all think what we want. But we all also have to be very, very, very aware of our surroundings. And for anyone who wants to argue free speech is free speech, yeah, free speech is free speech. But free speech is only free speech depending on where you're saying it. And that applies in any aspect. And we all know that. And so as much as you can shout and cry and complain and say how unfair and how Coach Red Pill was murdered unjustly or kidnapped, Coach Red Pill knew what he was doing. Gonzalo was not unaware of the consequences of his actions. So if Gonzalo has in fact been captured and has in fact been murdered, well then I would assume that he was doing this on behalf of being a martyr to his cause. Because overall, it was a little bit foolish to keep doing it. I mean, you can say what you want. I mean, it's foolish. You're in Ukraine. I will say, though, he had tons of great information. I absolutely believe almost majority of what he said. Majority of what he reported, I firmly do believe there's a lot of corruption. I do believe that Ukraine has a lot of different skeletons hidden in the closet. I do believe that the Western media does not report accurately on a lot of these facts. I don't bear the same sentiments as he did, as much as he favored Russia. It appeared to me. Yeah, Russia absolutely is not responsible for all the things they're being blamed for, but they're responsible for a lot of them. And let's not forget that Russia is still the person who began the war. So you can blame Ukraine for killing citizens. You can say Ukrainians are doing this, or the Azovs, or the Nazis are doing whatever. Let's not forget that none of this would be happening had Russia never showed up. So there's always that. But ultimately, is Gonzalo dead? I guess we don't know. Is he alive? Is he in hiding? A part of me wants to believe that he may have, in all actuality, became an agent of the Russian policy. For all we know, they taken him out and taken him to safety. We don't know. We have no idea until we get confirmation from anybody about the actual status of Gonzalo Lira. I will say that Gonzalo Lira is not dead. I will say that there's a good chance that he is paying for the things that he said, and rightfully so. You have to be way more aware of what you're saying and where you're saying it. I mean, it's just that simple. It doesn't matter if you want to argue about free speech, if you want to argue about, I'm just giving my opinion. Okay, give your opinion in a place that is comfortable and safe for you to give your opinion. We don't need to argue semantics here. We're all adults, and we know how things work, especially coming from a guy who's very, very critical and very, very knowledgeable about the atrocities, about the ruthless and just merciless methods of this Azov battalion and these Nazis. You would think that he would be one to be aware that this is probably not going to end well. So let's hope the best for Gonzalo. I hope that he's not dead. I hope that he is just somewhere, hiding out from all the things that it looks all sides, it doesn't appear to be that way. Scott Ritter did. I want to make sure everybody is also aware because a lot of people have been going with Scott Ritter's post and saying that he confirmed it. Scott Ritter also followed that up with another telegram saying that this is not a confirmation of this fact, but he's making this point. So he's not in fact confirmed the death and kidnapping of Gonzalo, but he is pretty much stating that to the best of his knowledge, that's what happened. So well, I guess we're all waiting around. We'll all just wait and see. I hope the best for Coach, but just for anybody else out there, just be aware of the dangers of going a little bit too far, and especially that all of our actions have reactions, and we know that, So we'll pray for Gonzalo, but yeah,